I'm so excited to share a fun and cozy crochet project with you. We're going to be making a granny square shawl, and this tutorial is going to help walk you through every step. You're going to need about 4 skeins of yarn, just depending on how many colors you're using. You will also need some scissors. I used a 5mm hook for my shawl, but you can use any size that you like. You will also need a large needle to weave in your ends. We're going to start out with a magic ring, which I know can be a little confusing, so I'm going to help show you what's easy for me to do. You're going to wrap the yarn around your index finger 3 times. You're going to place your hook underneath the first 2 strands and pull the 3rd one under them. From there, you're going to chain 1 to secure it in place. And then you can pull it off your finger, and this is going to be your ring that we're going to be working into. Now you're going to chain 3, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. We are now going to do 2 double crochets into our ring. For this, you're going to yarn over, pull through your ring, grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops, and then you're going to pull through the last 2. So that is 1 double crochet, and you're going to do 1 more. After completing these, we are going to be making our corner stitches. For this, you are going to chain 2, and then you are going to do 3 double crochets into the ring. And you are going to chain 2 again to make another corner. Then you are going to do 3 more double crochets into your ring. So now you should have 2 corner spaces, and we are going to be making 2 more. So chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets into your ring. At this point, you can close your ring by pulling on the loose piece of yarn. And to end your round, you are going to chain 2 for your corner, and you are going to slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3 that you made. And that is the end of round 1. You should have a tiny little square. To start round 2, you are going to chain 3, and then you're going to turn your work, and we'll be doing that at the start of every round. Now you're going to do 2 double crochets into that corner space. And we are basically going to be making a corner in each one of the corners that we already made. Now that you have 3 double crochets, you're going to chain 2 and insert 3 more double crochets into the corner space. So that's going to be our first corner of the round, and you are going to do that 3 more times. Now that we've done 2 more corners, we are going to repeat this again for the next 2. Now that you've completed all 4 corners, to end our round, we are just going to slip stitch into the top stitch of your chain 3. To start round 3, we are going to chain 3 again and then turn our work. So now we are just going to be placing granny square stitches in between all of our corners. So you are going to do 2 double crochets into this first space. So now each space that isn't a corner space is going to get one of these clusters of 3 double crochets. And now into the next corner, we are going to repeat our corner stitch that we've already been doing. Into your next space, you're going to do 3 more double crochets. For For the rest of the pattern, we are just going to be continuing this same sequence of stitches, and you're just going to keep adding rows to the size that you like. I personally do about 16 rows, but you can change this whether you want it bigger or smaller. If you are wanting to switch colors at any point, you can do it whenever you'd like. I personally like to do 4 rows of one color and then start switching. To switch colors, I like to start with a slip stitch with my new color. And then to connect it, you are going to find where you left off and put your working yarn on the back side of your granny square. And into your first stitch, you are going to pull through a loop and do a slip stitch. And this is going to be the start of your round. So now from here, you're just going to continue the same sequence we've been doing, and you can switch colors whenever you'd like. Now that you have completed your rounds of whatever size you'd like, we are going to be joining our granny squares together. And we're going to be joining them in this V shape. And now you are going to slip stitch along the side of these 2 edges. To slip stitch, first we are going to line up 2 of the sides of our squares, and then you are going to go into your corner spaces and just join them with a knot. And now you are going to chain 1 and then put your hook through the first stitch of the front and the back square, pull through a loop, and then pull through your loop on your hook. And you are going to continue this all the way down the square. Now that you have connected 2 of your squares, you are going to add the 3rd one onto the front square you were working on. To do this, you're just going to grab the corner of the new square and add it to the one you're working on and pull through both of them and do a slip stitch. And now you are just going to continue your slip stitches till the end of your squares. Once you have completed connecting your squares, you are going to chain 1 and then cut your yarn. At this point, you can go ahead and weave in all your ends with a large needle. So now I'm going to show you how to add tassels if you are wanting to add those to your project. You are going to wrap the yarn around your hand about 5 or 6 times, depending on how thick you want them to be. And now you are going to cut the long strand of yarn, and then you are going to cut the bottom of your yarn and make sure you hold it so that it stays together. To connect it to your shawl, you are going to put your fingers through one of your spaces and pull through the loop of your tassel. And then you are going to grab the strands and pull it through the loop that you just made. After that, you're going to pull it tight and then secure it, and then you can add however many tassels you want. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you would like any clarification on anything, leave a comment and I will do my best to answer any questions that you have.